Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your day here at Matt's to come see us and hear about Amazon Relay and Amazon Freight Partner. My name is Aviad Benzikri. I lead up our product marketing team for both Amazon Relay and the Amazon Freight Partner program. While we're here, I encourage you all, after this talk, not while we're all up here, to come visit us around the corner. We're at booth 16112. You can learn more about both the Amazon Freight Partner program as well as Amazon Relay, get some great swag, and have a chance to meet with folks that are building the tech, as well as some carriers that are doing the work. So let's get ourselves started here. All right, we're going to explore today both what Amazon Relay offers to carriers and then what the Amazon Freight Partner program can offer folks, whether they're already in the trucking industry or are looking to start a trucking company. With me on this panel here, I have Joe and Kevin. Joe, give them a round of applause. Yeah, absolutely. I'll have them introduce themselves here in just a second.
Thanks, Mom.
Joe is a carrier that hauls with us on the marketplace side, and Kevin is an Amazon Freight Partner. So they'll both have a chance to tell you a little bit more about those things. Alrighty, well, let's get started. Joe, why don't you introduce yourself and just give us a little bit about your background?
My name is Joe Russo. I'm with Pinnacle Transport. We've been around since 2001, been with Amazon since 2017, and we run out of Miami, Tampa, Indianapolis, Tacoma, and soon Memphis.
All right, Kevin Howard, I'm an Amazon Freight Partner, retired Air Force officer, been with Amazon since 2020, but in the Amazon Freight Partner program since 2023. And we run out of Nashville, and we do regional work.
Great. Would you all also share the size of your fleets, just so people have context?
We've got 26 units currently running with Amazon under Relay.
And we have 18 units currently running with Amazon.
All right, so I'll start with you, Joe. Tell us a little bit more about when you got started with Relay and why you started working with Relay.
So I started before Relay. It was AFXN, the Amazon Freight brokerage, and we just happened to answer the right email and got connected to AFXN, which led to Relay. And Relay was a game changer. We were able to see the development of this monster as it was being built in the lab. And before we know it, and it had a lot of bumps in the road. It didn't come out as smooth as it is now. And they took a lot of feedback from us carriers and just made this nice fine-tuned machine that allows you to book loads, to navigate, and you don't have to invoice. It's all done for you. Everything's done on Net 7, so you're not using factoring companies anymore. But it's been a fun ride so far.
Absolutely. And Kevin, tell us a little bit more about how you learned about the AFP or Amazon Freight Partner program, and then why did you end up applying?
So I started with Amazon back on the delivery service partner side back in 2020, and so doing the last mile delivery. And over the course of that, we've always wanted to grow to provide drivers an opportunity to grow and get their CDL if they want to be professional drivers, and so it's always a plan for us. And so timing is everything. Amazon does this thing through what they call a Pinnacle Partner, and they came to us and presented the option to apply for the Air Force Freight Partner program, or the Amazon Freight Partner program. And it was a no-brainer for us, exactly what we were looking for. And so we decided to apply, and luckily we were accepted to do that program. And so now we've been doing that since 2023.
And you're still running your DSP program as well as an Amazon Freight Partner program?
We are still doing both sides.
And just for context for folks, so obviously we're talking about Relay and Amazon Freight Partner being the middle mile, so semis and box trucks. The DSP or Delivery Service Partner program is what we all experience when that person walks up to your front door and drops the package off. So last mile versus the middle mile space that we're talking about. Let's shift gears here if we can. So let's talk about what is the main issue you've come across in terms of driver recruitment, and what do you typically offer your drivers to kind of keep them with you and make you competitive? So I'll start with you, Kevin.
So driver recruitment is a big issue, and I think it's dependent on location. So being based out of Nashville, it's kind of a different market that I didn't expect, really. We get a lot of applicants, but mostly are just brand new out of school with their CDL. Most of the experienced folks that we're looking for with 2+ years, they're looking for being home daily. And so they don't want to be out on the road overnight. They're looking for more pay and having that security to be home daily and not have to work weekends. So one of the things we do is we changed our schedule to do a 2 days on and a 2 days off. And so kind of rotated like that. So 3 out of 4 days you are at home. So it's not a true home local on a daily basis. And so our drivers seem to like that pretty good. And so we continue with that model, and we just kind of offer that quality of life in our recruitment process. And then we do take our chances on brand new drivers. We interview them thoroughly and see what they're made up of, making sure they have that initiative and they're going to be safety conscious. And we spend that time to provide that training to bring them on board. And we've been successful with that so far.
It's great to hear. How about you, Joe?
Similar to Kevin, that quality of life is really important to us because driving the truck is stressful. There's a lot of bad things that happen during the day. You're worried about the four-wheel cars cutting in front of you. It's very stressful. So we want to find that right driver with the right temperament that can get through the gauntlet of our existing drivers. And we lean on our existing drivers. When we introduce a new driver into the family, they tell us, they'll do a ride along. This guy's going to be good, or let's have him train a few more days before we put him out on his own. And that's been the secret to our success, is letting the other drivers, because all of our performance is based on collectively what we do. So if one driver's showing up late, or one driver's showing up or not picking up the right trailer, or messing up, being rude with the relay operations center, it affects the entire team. So we let the team kind of get a shot at who's coming on board, and we all kind of self-regulate so that we're all protected.
And in fact, you're in business with your dad, so there's also an element of family with your business. You want to talk about
Yes, yes. That is a huge liability. No, it's fantastic. We've worked together, and a lot of father-son relationships don't work in business, but ours seems to work. We both know our roles and responsibilities, and we stick to them. I don't step on his toes; he doesn't step on mine, and we kind of have we're in a rhythm.
Yeah, that's great. All right, so some of the folks here in the audience might be thinking about starting a trucking company. So, question to you, Kevin. I'll start with: what advice would you give to other trucking companies looking to create their own best practices?
Oh, I appreciate that question. But before I go there, I'm gonna go back, since Joe mentioned he works with his dad. I think I got the tougher job. I work with my wife quite a bit.
Oh,
She's going to see this recording. She's watching.
No, but it's great. She's a great teammate and does a lot to make us successful. But for me, as far as advice, I think you have to kind of set that example as the owner. And so being your own safety officer out there, kind of showing everybody that you're really invested in that, and safety means everything. So that's our number one priority, and we start from that standpoint. And then just making sure that you have good processes in place for everything that you do. If you got a process there, it's more than likely you're going to be able to manage that and keep up to speed with what you need to do, especially from a compliance standpoint.
Yeah. What about you, Joe?
Very similar to Kevin. Process is everything, and surround yourself with smarter people than yourself. Like, we've got a safety director who's back there. He dots the I's, he crosses the T's. When a driver is onboarded, there's a whole process that goes on. When he goes through clearinghouse, when we get his MVR clear, everything is a process. And that's how you have to run your business. And getting back to, if you're starting your own trucking company, there's 2 words that you need to keep in the back of your head that we rotate everything around, and that's audits and depositions. Put yourself in the shoes when that DOT officer comes to your office and says, I want to see everything. I want to see your driver files. I want to see your logs. I want to see everything. Or if you're sitting in front of that lawyer, that guy on the billboard who says, big rig accidents, call me. You want to just punch in the face. Make sure you're ready for those answers. When he says, well, let me see your logbooks. Let me see your ELDs. Let me see your safety. Know all of that. Be prepared for your audits and depositions.
All right, so running your own business in trucking comes with its share of challenges, to put it lightly. What does Amazon provide to make running your business a little bit smoother? Start with you, Joe.
Well, the Relay app for carriers is fantastic. The app for drivers is great too. If you're unfamiliar, it allows drivers to navigate from stop to stop, to upload BOLs, to communicate with the Relay Operations Center, which is the support wing of Relay. It gets them where they need to be. For the carrier, there's a carrier version, and we're able to do everything the driver can do, plus we can do our dispatch, so you can be anywhere. I can be here and accept and assign a load. So as long as you have internet connectivity, you've got Relay, which is a huge advantage if you're running your small business.
Yeah, I agree. Just to chime in on that, with Joe's talking about with Relay. Relay is kind of one-stop shop. I mean, you can see your assets on Relay, or at their locations are real time. Keeps up with all your pre and post trips, all the maintenance that's coming due, your PMs, and so Relay is one-stop shop, and you can kind of see everything right there and kind of gauge it and manage that, so you don't have any misses.
That's great. All right, I'll start with you on this one, Kevin. How have you leveraged Relay features to optimize your logistics? And can you share any specific use cases for that?
Yeah, I would say kind of like what we were just talking about, just being able to have that real-time visibility. Who's on the road, so it shows each one of your trips. You can see who's on the road real time, if they're hitting that stop on time, or if they got an issue there, or if you're having any kind of rejection issues. And so everything is right there. So it's got all the information that you need, and it's easy to utilize. So as Joe was talking earlier, you just pick up your phone and you can see exactly what you need to see, as well as manage it from some alert perspectives as well.
Are you, Joe?
Could you repeat the question?
Yeah. How have you leveraged Relay features to optimize your logistics business and or processes, logistics processes? And then can you share a specific use case?
Sure. Well, the Maps features is nice. So like Kevin said, you can see where your drivers are. If you're unfamiliar with the TMS, transportation management software, it's key to have a good one. And there's only one that I'm aware of that you can utilize an export of a CSV. So when your trips are done for the previous day, you can export a file and then upload it to this other software, this TMS, that builds the loads for you. So by Amazon having that export feature, it allows us to not have to type manually for hours on end to get all the information in correctly, so we can build our payroll and invoices.
That's great. Alrighty, one with this one on kind of the main topics. How has working with Amazon accelerated the success of your business, Joe?
Oh, it's allowed us to grow. We may have timed it right. I still think there's more opportunity. But just having the scalability of Relay, and from what I hear from Kevin, AFP, as long as you do the right thing with Amazon, they're going to help support your growth as a carrier.
Yep.
Amazon provides a lot of value-added services, and so from the start, the hiring process, new AFPs can get support from a company out there that Amazon contracts with. They help in that recruitment process. And then as far as onboarding, having an applicant tracking system, a third-party administrator, which we use JJ Keller, that they provide. And so all of these different value-added services, you don't have to use them, but they're great tools and great resources to utilize, especially as you're getting started and you're trying to grow.
All right, thank you both. So just, I'd be remiss not to at least give you a little bit more context on what Relay offers in terms of work for folks that are curious or not as familiar. So we offer work both in dry vans, we do reefer work, we also have intermodal work as well, and then we also have box trucks. So kind of whatever fleet you're running, you could work with Relay. The Amazon Freight Partner Program is a situation where actually the trucks are given to the partner by Amazon, so you're not procuring your own trucks. If you're signing them with Relay off the marketplace, then you're going to be bringing your own equipment. But a lot of the time, a vast majority of the time, you're going to be utilizing Amazon trailers. I'm sure everyone in this room has driven down a highway and seen an Amazon branded trailer, or probably 20 within a few minute span. So ultimately, that's the kind of work that is offered to carriers that are working with Relay. And what we like to talk about often is the beauty of that is so much of that you're hauling benefits not just your community, your family, potentially even the school where your kids go. You're able to drive a business and also kind of help the broader community around you by hauling this sort of work. So with that takes us to the end here. I guess one last question. I'm just going to throw this at you both. Just curveball. Where's your favorite place?
Did you agree to this?
This is not in the prep. Where's the favorite place that you've ever either hauled a load or gone to? Something that stands out to you?
Why don't you go first, Kevin?
Appreciate that, Joe. Let's see, favorite place gone to. Well, it's probably kind of a war story when we first started out. So, actually, right here in Louisville. So, get one of those drivers. one of your first drivers that you hire, and you can't get a hold of them, right? And so you have to call the police to go do a check-in. The police shows up, nobody's inside the tractor, and this driver's just disappeared. And so 3 o'clock in the morning, me and my ops manager hopped in the car, drove up to Louisville, and checked on the tractor. Of course, no sign of the driver. And to this day, don't know what happened to the driver. His mom called his mom. Mom didn't know anything, hadn't heard from him. And this went on for like a week. And, still concerned about like what happened to him. So kept following up, but finally his mom called me back and said he turned up about 3 weeks later. He had taken a bus from the bus station and headed out to Chicago to be with a friend. So
That's memorable.
Well, it's
That's
a happy
memorable
ending
for
at
me.
least. It wasn't a Dateline episode.
yeah, it wasn't a Dateline episode.
There's so many. We've had great experiences in all parts of the country: Chicago, Miami, Nashville. Sometimes it's hard to get them out of there because it's such a fun town. But there's an adventure on every load.
Yep.
Just hope they're good ones.
Yeah, good adventures. All right, well, we'll end that there. Thank you all again for everybody here that came to listen to this talk. We have our booth, as I mentioned, we're just around the corner to the left, booth 16112. Easiest way I find it is just follow the people looking for Slurpees. We're just right behind them. So come visit us, grab yourself a sugary beverage. We'll be happy to talk with you all. Thank you.